Hello, this is the trade site U.S. stocks and futures market preview and domestic economic data roadmap for the week beginning Monday, the 30th of July, ending Friday, the 3rd of August, 2018. Yes, we're into August. A couple things to keep in mind here. First of all, obviously, we've seen some very light action. Friday was surprisingly more action than you would have thought. Market dropped, and I really wasn't even paying attention because I assumed it wasn't going to happen on a Friday after the slow week we had. But we still had a good week overall. Futures were really good. Stocks, we had limited calls, but they did what they needed to do for the most part. And, we're in this summer environment, but also now we have month end here on Tuesday and a 2-day Fed meeting Tuesday, Wednesday this week. So that's going to slow everything down. We have some big economic data hit on Friday. We'll talk about that in a minute. So here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market and futures form. Tried to break out a little bit this week and then came back late in the week. We'll look at the week action after we go through the daily charts of the big indices. So crude oil closes at 69.04. That was down a little bit on Friday. Gold down $3.50, near lows of the year. S&P cash lost 18.62 points. Nasdaq 100 lost 103.97 on Friday. That's a big drop and down for the week as well after making new highs. SOX down 6.18. The biotechs led the way down 77.11. That's a big move on the biotechs. The VIX, though, only up 89 cents on Friday to 1303. We'll have to watch this one. Remember, it gets back about 15. We'll see. Trend closes at 0.72, puts the 10-day moving average at 0.96. And if I count backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the big number that's still in the moving average is 7 days back, which means by Thursday it'll drop off. And if we get low readings between here and there, that moving average will drop quick, pulling out that 1.75 number. And remember, if you get the moving average below 0.85, that's a sell signal on the broad market. NASDAQ volume 2.1 billion shares on Friday. A couple of better days, especially after the Facebook situation. We've been seeing light volume, but it was contained in a very few amount of stocks. Advanced decline ratio of the NASDAQ, really negative. Third worst of the year, negative 1532. Way more stocks down than up. Advanced decline ratio in the New York, negative 1023. That's also kind of ugly. Google lost 32.61, a big engulfing candle. And if it gaps down Monday morning, that will be a hanging floating island way up there. That would be a big negative for Google if that happens. Apple down 3.23. Netflix down 7.88. Sorry about that. Amazon up 9.27, but actually had made new highs earlier in the day and then came back quite a bit. Tesla down 9.47. Ouch. Flirting with a breakdown point there. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, was up 20 cents. Goldman Sachs was actually up 53 cents. All right, so in terms of the economic data coming out this week, let's take a look first at the intra-week action. So here's the ES. You can see on Monday it was pretty flat, a little bit of movement over lunch, but closed up a little bit for the day. Tuesday was a gap up and eventually came back a bit and then held. Wednesday, a fairly flat opening, drifted higher most of the day, spiked late in the day on what was rumors about Trump having reached some settlements or agreements with Europe about tariffs, but then Facebook came out after the market. So Thursday we gapped down and was totally flat, one of the flattest days of the year on Thursday, which was amazing considering what was going on Facebook. Friday we opened up a couple of points and then sold off and actually picked up speed to the downside over lunch. If you look at the NASDAQ, on the other hand, a little more choppy because Facebook really affects this more. So gap down Monday morning and drifted up, kind of like the ES. Then big gap up Tuesday, but it came all the way back before bouncing late in the day a little bit. Wednesday's got that flat opening and was making those new highs for the week. Then the big gap down because of Facebook, and again, so flat on Thursday. And then it gapped up better on Friday than the S&P, and then sold off sharply. Recovered about 40 points before the close off the lows, but it's down for the week. Is what it is. All right, so in terms of economic data, this is kind of an interesting week. And again, keep in mind we've got the end of the month on Tuesday, so that's going to slow things down there. Monday, we've got just pending home sales and the loan officer survey. Tuesday, an hour before the bell, we've got core PCE price index and the employment cost index, along with personal income and spending. That's at 8:30. At 9, we've got the S&P housing price index, 9:45 Chicago PMI, and at 10 consumer confidence. But they do start a 2-day Fed meeting on Tuesday, and it's the end of the month, so that's should be a slow day, unless there's something else bigger going on. That should really slow us down. Wednesday is the actual Fed day, so you've got ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15. Final manufacturing PMI at 945. ISM manufacturing PMI at 10, along with construction spending. Crude oil inventory is an hour into the market. Total vehicle sales usually comes out after the close, and the Fed announcements at 2 p.m. So it'll probably be slow up until that point. But it is the first day of August also, so maybe something will shake free after the Fed does whatever they're going to do. And then Thursday, you've got challenger job cuts, unemployment claims, that's the weekly number, an hour before the bell, factory orders 30 minutes in, and natty gas an hour in. On Friday, though, this is where it gets big. We've got unemployment rate with the non-farm payroll and trade balance, two huge ones, an hour before the bell, final services PMI at 945, and ISM non-manufacturing PMI at 10. So there's a lot of data this week, a lot of big data, Fed announcement, but you've also got end of July statement printing, and we're still in the summer, obviously. August is usually a better month than July, in my perspective, from a trading perspective, or my opinion. So we'll see what we get. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.